see you guys. It's fine. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Hey, General Grievous, how's it going? SVS Guru 2000 throws in 20 euros. Oh, that's a great way to start off a live. Thank you so much. At this point, there will be has to be time travel involved. Viner is searching for a ship for at least 17 years, and even 17 years ago, this is we're just jumping right into it. 17 years ago, he was still searching for a few years, so we're rounding it up at least 3 more years to 20 years. And according to Dreadnought, he wasn't even the first to search for it. Plus, Captain Chakotay in a new uniform. Yes, absolutely, time travel will be involved. So thank you so much for the super chat. I will be having a drink for every super chat, regardless of the amount tonight. So, okay, so let's put that in there. Do it like that. Pin that to the top so you guys can see. But thank you so much, SBS Guru. That is awesome. Nice to see Spock, Uhura, Beverly, Scotty. But the clips of the voices they used sounded awful. Beverly sounded fine because she was recorded. Yes, you forgot Odo in your lineup there, but yeah, it's fun trying to decide or figure out which episodes those come from. Spock's are all pretty early TOS. Balance of Terror, Turnabout and Truth, or no, Enemy Within. So cheers. Yeah, but fantastically fun episode. Really loved it. Tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our full reaction, live review, and breakdown. Yeah, and the lines were barely used. The situation, it was like listening to bad soundboard prank call at times. Yeah. Joseph, the research and editing to make them coherent dialogue was amazing, though. Probably took a month. I thought it was awesome. LOL. Never mind. I'll see myself out. No worries, Joseph. Ozzy is here. This was a great episode. Just wish at the end they put it Admiral James T. Kirk, Dell, that I never lose. And it's awesome. The Klingons, Scotty, Spock, Odo, Mitchell, or Michelle. It's Nichelle Nichols, but Mark Lawrence throws in $10. Thank you so much, Mark. Looks like I was right with saying that the ship has to be from the future to fit the story. Glad the writers are keeping things straight instead of telling viewers to ignore obvious discrepancies. Yeah, we're gonna have a video coming out about that, talking about the time travel aspect of things. So, Scotty is the best Starfleet engineering officer in Starfleet. Rude Chef, hey, how's it going, man? Oh shit, that was awesome. I'm probably gonna be in bed when this live is going. I need to rewatch it in the morning. That was just great. Good to see you, Aaron. Pretty good episode. The Chakotay stuff at the end was a bit confusing. They'll work it out. Don't worry. Joseph Barbato, I'm guessing maybe we get a flashback of Chakotay and his crew prior to them being boarded. Yes, probably. Could be that they actually may have to go back and rescue them as well. They could be being held prisoner somewhere. So, yes, indeed. Back with a bang. This episode is so awesome. I'm really just speechless. Watched it 4 times already. Oh, it's that Troy Station. Should be communications on the Dees Bridge and Riker at Tactical. Quick. Oh, man. Olivia Julius, $2. What was with tactical being in the wrong position? It's fine. Who liked this episode? Let us stream of yes or no's are met in the chat. Yes, please do. 62 people watching, 45 likes. That is an awesome way to start out a live, guys. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, though, if you haven't already. Let's see, I'm trying to catch up a little bit, skipping a few that are... I don't really care for the gatekeeping of what is and isn't Trek. If you don't like the show, find something else to watch. Yes, and please shut your fucking mouth. Absolutely. Or have constructive criticism. Darth Thorus yesterday made a suggestion about Klingons not knowing you had a lot of videos, and wow, you guys are so correct. My bad. No problem. I'm glad you gone back and rewatched those. We know our Trek. We know we have a passion for it, so we love to talk about it. So yeah. Joseph says, I like how Murph just eats everything. I really thought he was going to like evolve or grow or something when the explosion happened, though. I really did. I thought he was going to like become bigger or something, but. Darth Maul, lift drinks to Aaron Eisenberg. It's his birthday today. Yes, it is. It's a shame he wasn't in this episode, actually. But Matt so said I missed the bat left licking last night. It was a good live last night, man. General Grievous, watch for the Book of Foley. Donnie says, hello, Cap. Hello, happy Epiphany Day. Three Kings Day, that is. Hope everyone is well this evening. Murph ate Chakotay and the rest of the Pro Star crew. Got a little bit of phlegm in my throat. For the weird nature of the voice clips, I thought the Odo clip was used and the character for Odo. Yeah. Pretty good episode. The sound clips reminded me of the South Park episode with Chef. At least you didn't use them to make them sound like such crazy maniacs. I like the episode. It was nice seeing Odo, Spock, and Uhura. Yes, indeed it was. Kirk at the end of the test would have been nice. It would have been, but not necessarily needed, so. Ezra says, I found the end interesting. Yeah, I did as well. Eric the Bat says, real Klingons. Hell yeah. Absolutely real Klingons. Fleet Pod Swift back $2. Ridgy Klingons. Yes, definitely enjoyed it. Well, thank you. That's another drink. Drinking for every super chat tonight, guys, no matter the amount. Just having a sip. I got 2 drinks up here. I'm not doing shots or anything, but I am having, this is Smirnoff Ice. This is a really good one. This is the last one in the fridge, so. And then I have a beer here as well. Hiding behind the chair cracked me up. Klingons apparently ridged for our pleasure. Yes. Klingons were confused. Yeah, actually, it's like Boimler trying the Borg scenario over and over and over again. It was great, and he actually almost did it. If he hadn't put his feet up on the tactical station of the Klingon ship, I think he would have actually passed the Kobayashi Maru. So, well, probably not, because it still would have instigated a war. But still, that's pretty great. Donnie, so glad that Robert Beltran and Gates McFadden returned as Captain Chakotay and Commander Beverly Crusher. Karshep, we've seen Spore Drive and Disco, Protostar and Prodigy, Borg conduits and Picard. The galaxy is getting smaller. It is. Eric Martin says, I was going to join in, but a girl called, so there is a slight delay. Yeah, whatever. Nobody believes the girl called you, Eric. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard. That is also a joke. So, moving on. Rebel4444 says, my favorite part about this episode is to put a smile on my 5-year-old's face. You can engage in Trek. That's awesome. Thomas Hill, good evening, Captain Foley. Spock can nerve pinch Klingons through the shoulder pads. I know. Sorry to be off topic, but the center seat afterwards on Starships was amazing. Hezraz, I felt so bad for Murph when he was standing in the holodeck and freezing. Glad someone found him. Jonathan says, didn't care for the episodes, but before this, but this episode was all right. Interesting, the ships of the 24th century use C language to program their computers. Olivia Julius throws in $5. Olivia Julius has seen you fail at the test so many times she lost count. No, she didn't. It was 63. It was actually 42 at the time that Jenkin Pog said that. 42 has a very important role in Star Trek. That number is used quite often on displays and LCARs and graphics, and 42 is a very important Star Trek number, so I thought that was kind of funny. All right. Squadron Course throws in $1. That's another drink. Jesus Christ. This might have been a bad idea. Tokes. I do have my vape, but could the Protostar be an alien ship with retrofitted by Starfleet? Possibly. Possibly. Rebel says, I mean, Trek isn't perfect and has hits and misses, but Picard and Discovery aren't misses. They aren't even Trek. Totally disagree with you, and stop spewing that on this channel, please. They both have their good aspects, even though Picard wasn't super great, wasn't exactly what we anticipated. Discovery also has its hit and misses. That's what Trekyards is. We look at the good and bad in all episodes, all things Trek. There's good and bad in all Trek. I don't care. Even your so-called real Trek, which I fucking hate, by the way. It's all Trek, and I will watch it all. I will consume it all. I love Trek in any form. So, SVS Guru 2000 throws in €5. For some reason, the Kobayashi Maru on the view screen was different from the one in the schematic. It was, and we will point that out later. Yeah, they had the TOS one on the view screen, and more of a Kelvin-y version, like the one we saw in 2009 on the display. But was there a reason for that? Probably not. Matt Boardman, $5. I'm dying that the writers of the episode are trying to get hashtag MurphToot to trend on Twitter. For as much as I like Murph hasn't really impressed me so far, so. Colin says, so more confusion about how long the Protostar has been missing. Looks like it's at least 17 years, so unless it traveled back in time, the dates don't fit. Yes, it's probably has traveled back in time. It's pretty fucking obvious that it did. They basically said so. Because they said 17 years ago, and you see the Diviner talking with Deathlock, and it's like, we've been searching for this ship for years. So another couple years thrown on top of that, just rounded up to 20 years, which... according to the timeline, is 17 years ago when you saw that scene. That's when Harry Kim joined Starfleet. That was like the first or second season of TNG. So Chakotay was in Starfleet still. He hadn't joined the Maquis, but he was not a captain. He did have a different uniform when we saw him. So yes, it is obviously time travel. It's after the events of Voyager. Just don't know how far after, and then what happened to have the Protostar go back in time. So we're not sure exactly yet, but they will let us know. Don't you worry. But is that Earth years? Yes, they had a fucking star date. So you look up the star date, and it's 17 years. It's Earth, yes. Colin says, so more confusion about how... I read that one. Sorry. Marvin R. Kobayashi Maru would have found a way to make him fail, like reinforcements or self-destruct. It did. It blew up the Enterprise. It still started a war as well, because the Klingons wouldn't just go, oh, you killed some of our ships in the neutral zone. Yeah, that's cool. We understand that they were attacking you, and the Kobayashi Maru might have been a decoy, but it's all good. It's all good. Hezraz, someone pointed out on Twitter that with timeline calculations that the 7 years early would have been 5 years before Voyager went to the Delta Quadrant. If they are correct, that is interesting. Yes, they are absolutely correct. Not really. He sacrificed his warp core. He could have been stuck. Well, he said he was going to take the Klingon ship to escort the Kobayashi Maru or tow it back across the line, and he told everybody else to stay with the ship. So let's see. Pumpkin Spice. Wouldn't the Klingons be humanoid TOS ones as Kirk cheated to win the Kobayashi Maru test? No, they don't have to be. Why were they the Klingons in that Kobayashi Maru scenario and not the Romulans? Considering that during the time of TNG, the Klingons and the Romulans, or the Klingons, are at peace with the Federation. So why would they be the main foe in the Kobayashi Maru? Just because. So. Matt Borden. Oh, sorry. Okay, no more talking about them. I hear you. Do you, though? That little Murph fart was cute, too. Yes, it was. Captain, do you think Dal almost beat the tests the final time? Yes and no. Like it's been pointed out, he didn't have a warp core in the Enterprise. It would have been adrift in the neutral zone. They also, like I said, probably precipitated a war as a result. So, I don't know. I think Dal needs to be put in his place. His attitude is starting to get on my nerves. I know they are doing that for character growth, but it's annoying. It's perfectly fucking in tune with the character. He's a goddamn teenager. He's like 14 or 15. It's exactly what you would have been like at 14 or 15. Same with me. So it's perfectly fine. I'm getting sick of people complaining about his fucking attitude. It's exactly what it should be for who he is. And he is learning. He is learning how to deal with things. So, yeah, I think it's perfectly acceptable. The start date for the flashback is in 2366. 17 years later means the show is in... Don't care. Yes, we have a video coming out about that with the dates, so don't worry. SPS grew at 2005 euros. I searched for Kobayashi Maru pictures after the episode, and it seemed like they used a fan-made model from the SketchUp 3D warehouse. It looked like it. Yes, we've already done a video about that, which you guys will be seeing in the next few days. So, thank you for all the super chats, guys. It's a lot of drinks. Hopefully, I might have to go down and get another drink at some point. Kobayashi Maru would have kept giving surprise problems and not let him pass. Yes, very likely. Let's see. I hate to go random, but there was a breaking news this morning that Star Trek parent company and Warner are most of the CW for sales. I don't know about, haven't heard about it. Not going to give you my thoughts on it. Northwest Rail fan, haven't watched it yet. Waiting to restart my PC or my Paramount Plus until Picard or Strange New Worlds. Did they show any Enterprise D exteriors? Yes, they did. Good Tea, Nice House. Love that Dal nearly passes the test. The takeaway from it is a lot of potential and a lot to learn. Yes. Colin says, LOL, so the key to the Kobayashi Maru test is not behave like a Starfleet officer and don't kick the equipment when you have one. Or don't rest your feet on it, yes. Hez says, hey, that rhymes. I like that they use Klingon in the neutral zone instead of the Romulans. The start of the scenario sounds almost like some of Romulan episodes. Yes. This is Jericho. Klingons probably think it's an honor to be beat by be seen as the baddies in the test. Absolutely. I'm sure they would. Excuse me. Marvin R. They showed the Enterprise D on the Klingon view screen. Yes, they did. Darth Thor, I thought Gene Roddenberry said that the most current form of Trek is the most accurate Trek. Gene Roddenberry said a lot of things. Gene Roddenberry wasn't a fucking god and savior. He didn't know everything. He wasn't perfect. He was far from perfect, as a matter of fact. So who cares what Gene Roddenberry said? The franchise was, once it got taken out of his hands and his control, it became so much better. So take that however you like. I don't, I know it was annoying until I was like 23. I sometimes think back and go, holy shit, I was annoying. That's why I take it. It is for the age. Yes. Kobayashi Maru test will always trip you up one way or another. You're watching your ship go up in flames or down in space as the whole point. Woot woot. Prodigy rocked this week. It has won me over even more. Nice. Are we not allies in this time? Fleet Pause says, I'm just starting to be more chill at 32. My teenage years lasted a long ass time. 37 bars of gold, platinum gold. I did like the the holodeck references. The gladiatorial one. I can't remember what it's called now. It was the Vulcan. Anyway, Dracula, Jane Eyre novel. Yeah, here's some good ones. It was fun. It was a fun episode. Donnie says, I myself miss UPM and Warner Brothers. My network TV used to be an over-the-air broadcast television network. It started out in 2006 as America's first ever all high-definition network. Oh, the memories. Smart Smear says, it's only episode 6 and we're seeing STO ship designs, a bridge crew of cameos, and lots of background lore. Funny when you consider people thought the show would feel nothing but Star Wars. I know, I was saying that since the beginning. Do not compare this to Star Wars. I wasn't a fan of that comparison early on. And I have been nothing but stoked for this show since we first heard about it and saw it, hoping for the best, and it's really fucking delivered for me. I know a lot of people aren't happy with it because it's whatever. People need to chill the fuck out. That's what they need to do. Colin says, also, am I the only one who finds it mildly creepy that Captain Chakotay has a Janeway hologram on the bridge? No. He's somebody he trusts, and he trusts the input from her, so I think it's fine. Terry West, any idea what kind of bird of prey those were? My guess is Cavort. No idea. I'm sure we'll do an episode on that as well. BJ Turan, I was not like Dell as a teenager. I was like Gwen in being boring but lacking discipline and focus, which is why I work in hotels. Since the ship traveled back in time, it's probably from further in the future than the show. If they give future tech to the Federation, won't that corrupt the timeline? We'll have to wait and see. YJ Wrangler, hi, I'm Gene. I'm going to put my name on everything, and it was my idea. Pumpkin Spice, Star Trek Voyager, The Next Generation, launching the new UPN in 2025. BJ Turan, I wish I was like Gwen when I was young. The Caliphie, thank you. The Caliphie Gladiatorial Games, yes. Skydiving, City of 5. Terry West says, and Klingons were shown to be actual canon Klingons. Ah, so good to see them. And Spock's Vulcan nerve pinch, pitching everyone on that bridge into unconsciousness was awesome. SBS Guru, 2,000 throws in €5. Amazing, thank you so much. I wonder if Dal has changed his opinion of the Federation after seeing the holographic Starfleet officers and their instance of rescuing others. He's getting there. It's hard for teenagers to admit that they were wrong. He's getting there. So I think so, yes. Darth Thor, how can you not be happy about all the Star Trek and Star Wars we're getting in 2022? Sci-fi is in the second boom right now. Hell yeah. Matt Boardman, I was excited for this show, and it hasn't let me down at all. Today's episode was such a great joy to watch. I'm going to be watching it again. Amen. Olivia Julius, $5. Just a reminder, us here at Trekyards believe all Trek is canon. If you disagree, I'll shot you out of a cannon and take a pic of it with my Canon camera. Well, thank you for the super chat. And if you're going for shoot, there's 2 O's in shoot, not one. Shot with 1 O is just the past tense version of shoot. I shot him, as opposed to I shoot you. Donnie, honestly, I doubt that the CW's fate would be that of the NBC Sports Network. Speaking of which, tomorrow evening marks a week since NBC SN signed off for good. Joseph Barbato, the theme song makes it for me, always gets me hyped for a new episode. Maya is an AI. Okay. Good tea, nice house. It says, any speculation on Chakotay's story? Did he abandon the ship or was he captured? I'm sure he was captured. I think they're gonna have to go back for him. Actually, if he's been if he's been captive for 17 plus years, dude, that's awful. It could have been that they abandoned the ship, somebody else stole it, and who knows? We'll find out. Maybe they've been looking for it for. I don't know. I don't know. They're gonna explain it. Possible. I'm sure we'll do a live on that where we talk about the possible, mission parameters that the ship could have been given. I'm sure we'll do a live on that at some point. So, Roddenberry, like George Lucas, had his good and not so good ideas. At least he didn't give us Jar Jar Binks. Yes, Prodigy has been outstanding so far. Maybe he needs to learn the secrets of the Black Mountain. Did the Klingon commander from the new show look like Krug from Star Trek 3? Not really. A little bit. I mean, the first Klingon I saw, I thought, is that fucking Worf? Did they put Worf as a Klingon? On the Klingon ship, I mean, of course he's a Klingon, but you know what I mean. Squadron Course, I wish she just started them skydiving, and when they asked where they were, she could have said, This is City Alpha 5. Matt Boardman, $5. Also great to see Crusher get some time there. I always feel like her character gets lost in a sea of Trek characters. I like how Dal called her Big Red. We got Mustache Man, Jelly Guy, Earpiece Girl, and Big Red. Peter Lukaku, $20. Oh my God. It's amazing, Peter. Thank you. Great episode. I had a smile the whole time. Felt like I worked back to being a kid again. I felt they accomplished something here. Absolutely agree, Peter. Thank you for the super chat. That is awesome. Okay. They are now in the Gamma Quadrant. Will they make a trip to the wormhole to get back to Federation space? Maybe a DS9 appearance? Possibly. Nick Weeg just popped in. Did I miss the talk of Picard production suspended again after 50 got COVID? Any chance this season 3 production and not 2 since premiere is next month? Don't know. Haven't heard any of that yet, so thank you for letting me know, but I can't speculate. So, Smart Smear, seeing the Discovery comm badges makes sense now. That we know the ship is likely from the future. Would be funny if the new ship being built in Discovery Season 4 was the Protostar, though I know it isn't. Yes. Terry West, so worried about Chakotay now that this mystery is a mystery to solve. Must find him and his crew. Amen. SBS Guru 2000 puts in €5. Wow, thank you so much. Maybe there will be 2 Chakotays, the older one from the future and the present one. Possibly. Gwen's dad is Chakotay, I think. Gwen's dad is not Chakotay. Oh, has yet Chakotay. Possibly, yes. Yes, I agree. I think they're going to have to go back for him and save him, which Dal's not going to want to do. But Squadron Course with $1, so thank you so much. That's another drink. Jesus Christ. Love Dal's nickname for everyone. TNG got better as Roddenberry lost control due to ill health, but we can still respect him for his visionary architect who started it all. Started the till ongoing cathedral building of Star Trek. Yes, absolutely agree. The Jelly Man cracked me up. Colin says, I wonder, what if the Protostar was intended for the Diviner? Starfleet would help a species in peril, and the ship was intercepted by someone else, and that's how it was lost. Distinct possibility. Pumpkin Spice, Dom and the Rock from the Fast and Furious stole the Protostar to go back to Toka Drift and save Han. Matt Borman, I'm really hoping that we get to see some Jem'Hadar now that they're in the Gamma Quadrant. Yes, I would love a DS9 appearance. Ghost Rider, yes, Star Trek did improve after Gene Roddenberry in some respects. In most, honestly. Thomas Hill, I was very happy to hear that they were in the Gamma Quadrant. New aliens, hopefully. Troutbaum Wombat. How did they get the voices so spot on? Uncanny. It's funny because they're clips from other shows. You can even hear the music, the undertones of music, in some of the clips. It's like, yeah, it's good. BJ Charon, $1, thank you. Dal seems the main character in a series named after Gwen. I know we'll find out how that works. Mr. Ataz says, was anyone mentally naming the episodes of audio like Sekira's first place? I was, yes. Squadron Course, good call. Bring in those Jem'Hadar. I Am Misi throws in $10. I wish Pog had been able to finish the string of 9s for their warp factor. I agree. Would have been inaccurate, though, because they did travel like 4,000 light years, and it's implied that it was only like maybe a minute of travel kind of thing, because they jumped in the last episode. In this episode, they're just like, ah, and they slow down. So it's like pretty impressive. All right. Olivia Julie is $2. I guess making babies isn't the same in all races. Not everyone keeps their genitals in the same place, Captain. Donnie Pearson, I myself hope for a post-Nemesis Enterprise E in Prodigy and or the Season 3 of Lower Decks, whether under Picard's captaincy or under Worf's captaincy. Terry West, 111. Murph's love for photon grenades was hilarious. He really is indestructible. Except he can't stand the cold. Poor Murph. Hez says, did the holodeck crew keep remembering each simulation? Because a couple times they said stuff that made you think that, or just odd editing of sound clips. No, they must have remembered, because the dialogue was too spot on. Crusher's even like, ooh, your tenacity, should be in a medical textbook. Colin says, LOL, I suspect that somewhere the race is on to identify what episodes each clip came from. The race is on, yeah. The only ones I couldn't get were the DS9 ones with Odo. Uhura's were pretty simple. Spock's were obvious. And even Scotty's. I'd have to hear it again, but yeah, pretty straightforward. Crushers, of course, were new dialogue, so. Spock's voice definitely had a record needle sound to it sometimes. Yeah. They didn't source the original audio, obviously. They just kind of, but. Fleetpaw, some may think the voice clips were cheesy, but I teared up slightly. It felt good hearing those who are no longer with us voices in Trek again, even if it's all from old episodes. Yes. Squadron Chorus would have been funny if he'd said warp 9, point, and a bunch more 9s. That's what I was waiting for, actually. Mr. Ataz, Dal really pulled a Boimler with retaking the Kobayashi Maru simulation ad nauseum. Yes, I said that earlier. I said that in our recorded live, or a recorded review that you're going to see tomorrow. The Ronin says, is Murph the same thing as the species amoeba from TOS? As a space amoeba? No, I don't think so. Hezraz, so would that make Robot discount General Grievous Gwen's mom or dad, like in a technical way? Oh my goodness, guys. Scotty's was from Relics. There you go. Darth Thor, what unexplored quadrant time zone do you want Trek to venture into next? I want Trek to focus on the future. Time zone, don't care, honestly. Quadrant, I also don't care. They're doing such a good job with this show that anything they give me, I'll be happy with by the looks of it. So they say what Murph is right in front of all of us, and no one is figuring it out. It is so simple, we can't figure it out. Trek Core has a list of them in their review. Well, good for Trek Core. Speaking of Star Trek in general, production on Picard paused after dozens, except Sir Patrick Stewart, tested positive for COVID. Shitty. I'm no audio guy, but couldn't they have improved the sound quality given the technology we have today? I thought the same thing. I really did. Yeah, I don't know. It may have been reused audio, but it certainly was great to hear those characters with the voices of the original actors. Yeah, absolutely. They should have had Scotty in his outfit from Relics. Now, I kind of like seeing the Monster Maroon, honestly. It would make more sense that in a Starfleet training simulation that it would be the actual uniform, so... Spock still has the Vulcan neck pinch. Yes. I think Dal's tenacity was a nod to Boimler. Yeah, I think so as well. I think they worked on it. I did audio editing during an internship when I was younger, and there comes a point where you can't edit it anymore or it'll get weird, a thin line. Totally agree. Like I said, in some of the clips you could hear an underlying tone of music, like because it's a dramatic moment from like DS9 or something. But they did a good job of toning it down. I think it was fine, especially for what it was. It's not like it was a whole episode being carried on this one character that they're using voice clips for. So, but I even thought the editing could have been better for audio clips, considering the professionals work on it. But I understand the limits. Squadron Core says, I wonder if it's a special thing they do to recognize the very best officers, making them crew options for Kobayashi Maru scenarios. I mean, possibly. The whole pick your crew was an interesting idea. But I mean, it was just great seeing it. Everything about it was great. I was kind of disappointed Data didn't show up. Data would be a good choice for any of those positions, honestly. It would have been great if they were rotating through people instead of using the same people all the time as well. Just kind of get a few more in there. So, it wasn't perfect, but it was damn near close. It was good. It was close. It was very close. A lot of the haters are going to say, oh, it's fan servicey, and then who cares? It is what it is. It was perfect. It was great. A great return to Prodigy. So, I am Misi throws in $10. How did you feel about the Vulcan salute high five? I thought it was fucking hilarious. Well, as soon as he did it, I'm like, Vulcans don't like to be touched. But yeah, that's something Dal would do. He's like, yeah. Psh. So no, it was great. I thought that was funny. I didn't think it was disrespectful. Not everybody knows that you're not supposed to high five when somebody does this, So it's fine. Dal was essentially playing Bridge Commander on a holodeck. Yes, he was. You'd think we would have had Kirk for this specific test. Well, no, they did mention his name, and he's like, but I'm the captain here. So, Dal is Boimler and Mariner's son, conceived next to a planet plasma conduit. Maybe that's Murph. Animated Spock looked cool. Looked a bit off it a couple of times, but he looked the point. Captain, which custom crew would you pick? See, I'd have Data as at the ops station. I'd probably have like Tom Paris at helm. For tactical, I would probably get like probably go with Worf for tactical. For science or a kind of science officer thing, I'd pick 709. Yeah, I don't know. It's like pick your dream crew thing, and I hate those questions because it's just too hard. Agreed. Data should have been brought in. Brent could have been provided new dialogue. Yes. SPS Guru 2000 puts in €5. SPS Guru, you're killing it tonight. Thank you so much. Didn't Spock nerve pinch people through clothes all the time? Watch the TOS episode with the Nazi planet, and he definitely did it there. Yes, but like fabric like this, or even like a wool jacket, it's understandable. But the Klingon armor, it's thick leather. and it's also got, I don't know. It was fine. One thing people don't really know about the Vulcans, the reason that works so well is they can actually exude like not electricity like Palpatine, but like electrical impulses from their fingers. It's one of the reasons that Vulcans can do it so easily. And everybody's like, "Oh, you need to teach me that." Not everybody can do it. The fact that Data does it, he's got enough strength and pressure to actually do the nerve thing, so that makes sense. Humans shouldn't be able to do it. I forget where I heard that. I heard it from my older brother years and years and years ago, but he had read it somewhere. I don't know if it's in Worlds of the Federation book or something, but because that's why the Vulcans don't like touching, or people touching them, because they are sensitive to that kind of thing. So fan service, hell yes. Cringe, absolutely not. Loving it. Oh yeah. Although I do like Odo, but he seemed more out of place in the simulation. He did, absolutely, yeah. So would you all agree that out of all these Trek characters used today, were the best in their respective positions? No, I would not agree with that at all. Nick Weeg would have been perfect if at the end he took a big bite out of an apple. Yes, that would be great. I am Missy. Jeffrey Combs said it's hard to do voiceover or VA work for a lot of shows because of COVID. So they were more likely limited on how many they could get. Possibly. Thomas Hill. I hope Dal goes into the holodeck and reruns it with a different crew as he learns about being a yeah. It'd be fun if it was an ongoing thing in the course of the season. Like, where's Dal? Oh, he's in the holodeck again. And then you see like the holodeck door open from the hallway, and you see another bridge, like a TOS bridge, and him coming out like, didn't beat it again. And you see like, I don't know, like 7 of 9 or something at the science console. Like, that'd be kind of neat. Bonus points for showing Spock and Uhura in accurate TOS uniforms, and not the Discovery Enterprise uniforms. This makes the second new series that's confirmed the TOS aesthetic still exists. Colin Barrett says, if they had Data, Dal could have used the Boimler maneuver and create transporter clones of Data and beam several over to each Klingon ship. Wow. The thing that pisses me off is there's like 87 people aboard the Kobayashi Maru. When I play the Kobayashi Maru scenario with my boys in Bridge Crew, there's like hundreds of people aboard the fucking ship. The goal is, you can't win, obviously, but the goal is to beam as many people off as possible. Our record for the amount of people we beamed off before we got destroyed was 167, I believe. So if it was only 87, we would have had them beamed off and back across the fucking border. But no. Damn it. Did you guys watch the credits? They had an in memory of, yes. I want a Prodigy and Lower Decks crossover. And please, please, toys. Absolutely. Larry Julius, $5. I'll pick my crew. Fleetpot, Tactical, Matt Boardman at helm, Foley at Ops, Calkins as the guy who cleans the workstation rocks after they are shot out. Well, they're not rocks, but yes, that's funny. Thank you for the super chat. Getting low. Tuvok is the best tactical officer, as he has more Borg cube kills than any other Starfleet officer. He is a great officer. Tuvok, I think, would be on my crew as well if I could. It's pretty fun that the OG casts are back in Prodigy, even as holograms, but damn, the audio feels out of place. It is what it is. Who cares? Honestly, I really fucking enjoyed it. Nah, you're way too stupid. Guard on Spaceball 1. When Kirk's Katra was in McCoy's body, he tried to nerve pinch and it didn't work. Yes. Squadron Course. He was not only was he human and had never done it before or been trained, even though he thought he was Spock. The fact that the security guy that he was doing it to had a high, thick, like pleated collar probably didn't help much either for somebody that's doing it for the first time. Squadron Course, $1. Thank you. Custom crew would be a fun video for you guys to make and debate. Maybe have no duplicate picks, have a pick order, and have the fans pick the winning crew. It's a good idea. It's a fun idea. I am Misi, $5. It would seem weird that 3 birds of prey were a threat to the D. It's Kobayashi Maru for you, bitches. It's also funny that Odo's line of dialogue was 2 Klingons incoming, and then 3D cloak. And then Spock says, we're surrounded. It's like, are you though? And 2, and then 3, and then we're surrounded by 3 that are facing us directly? The fuck? But yeah. Dave Stelzer, $1. Thank you very much, guys. You guys are rocking it. Scotty hologram was specifically the Scotty from the Wrath of Khan, since he still had the commander's rank pip on his shoulder strap. Notice that too. Did anyone else realize they used the famous bird of prey explosion? Yes, Samuel called that out when we did our video earlier. That's funny. One bird of prey is a threat to the D. Siege Generations, 1994. LOL. Squadra Course. I think they used the original audio because they wanted it to be the real actors. They could have done it in other ways that sounded better, but this way means more to the fans. I agree. Plus, being able to nail where those lines came from is fun. BJ Turon, Kobayashi Maru is Starfleet's version of the Navy submarine damage control simulator, where as the cadets fix one of the leaks, the instructors blow more holes in the hull till cadets are near drowning. Well, that sounds like a fucking joy. Thomas Hill, good night, Captain. I gotta get up early. See you later, Thomas. Thank you for joining us. Attempts to nerve pinch himself. I don't think I'm doing it right. I don't feel that. Terry West. And can anyone tell us what the current total number of on-screen destructions of the Enterprise D is? It's a good question. Considering cause and effect, there's like, what, fucking 5 or 6 in that one? SVS Guru, 2005 euros. Why do you think they used the JJ Trek transporter effect when Spock and Dal beamed over to the bird of prey? It wasn't exactly the same as the JJ one, but it was close enough. To be fair, they actually used that in Bridge Crew as well, even for the TOS simulation. When a crew member gets injured and falls over the railing, it's on the floor, it's the JJ effect, even the sound effect. That's fine. It's a Kelvin game, essentially, Bridge Crew, but it's not exactly like the JJ one, though. Olivia, if you all pick, just remember, I'm best at engineering, but not at TOS. The dress uniforms are too short. Donnie Pearson, maybe 6 times the Enterprise D destructions in Star Trek history, if I'm not mistaken. The Darth Eddie, I did like how Uhura was put at the ops console, since in TOS she was sitting at the navigator's console on at least a couple of occasions to help the Enterprise out of trouble. Squadron Course, just curious, who else has already watched it multiple times? Guilty as charged. The D just needs more cowbell. Fleetpaw says, I think the Enterprise D has blown up 24 times on screen now. Smart Smears, the show seems to intentionally use effects from classic, modern, and Kelvin stuff. I'm mixed on it. I just wish we didn't have the ugly-looking warp tunnel. Ooh, I did twice before. You did what? Oh, watch it multiple times. Cool. Steven says, coincidence? Flashback was stardate 23929.9. Battle of Wolf 359 was stardate 43989.1. Just weeks after. It's not a coincidence. Or I mean, it is a coincidence. It's not going to mean anything. Squadricore says, I know it was brief, but it was nice to see the D on screen from the Cavorts Bridge. Darth Maul says, I've watched it twice, and one with my 5-year-old son. He enjoyed it. That is good. It makes you wonder how many times the Enterprise D was destroyed and cause and effect, since Worf said that the chronometers were off by 17.4 days. That's enough time for good dozen or more explosions. Yeah, there was more we didn't see for sure, but Wolf 359 was an inside job. To beat the Borg, park Enterprise D under the Borg ship. I've watched 5 times. You're right, Ozzy. In Bridge Crew, that's the only way to defeat the Borg cube at the end, is to actually park the ship right underneath it and just shoot it. It can still shoot you, but if you start flying around, you're dead. Pumpkin Spice. When they remastered TOS in 2006, they should have changed the warp effect and sound to the movie's type and CGI'd the vertical warp core into engineering. But there was no vertical warp core in the TOS Enterprise. It's actually a horizontal one, and it's under the floor. The Dominion War never happened. Or cue arena fight music. Dun, 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 dun. That's why Mariner ditched your ass. What? So confused. No, it's a fucking great episode. There's so much good stuff in this episode, and not just the holodeck simulation. I know that's what everyone is talking about. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. I can't wait for a full review and breakdown tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in if you can. The Darth Eddy. At first, I thought the holodeck Klingon commander had 4 nostril holes like the Discovery Klingon, but thankfully I was wrong. They were faithful to the older series. Yes. 4,000 light years. In how many minutes? They didn't say how many minutes, but it was implied that when they jumped at the end of the last one, they were like still like, ah, and then they came out of it. So pretty quick. William is here. William J. Great episode. Yes, William, absolutely. I don't know if Joe told you, but I had a dream with her in it last night, and I messaged her about it today, and we kind of talked about you for a second, so don't know if she told you that. Hi, Joe, if you're there. Area 51, $5. Public service announcement. I know all the cool kids are nerve-pinching themselves, and it seems like fun. It isn't. Lost time, head injuries, so many things. Terry West, 111. I love how they zip out Janeway's little fantasy village town. Did the intro music seem better to anyone else? Felt punchier to me. Maybe they tweaked it. I didn't notice a difference in it, but I could be wrong. Real Elcars. We must talk about the real Elcars. Real Elcars are dope. Dead to the ope. Williams, I just jumped in to say that. Well, thank you very much, Will. Good to see you. Where in the video? Where is the video on if the transporter kills you or not? We have a two-part episode on the transporter systems, and I think we mentioned it in that. We do talk about it. And I think there was a live where we kind of talk about it too, but it's not. The live wasn't specifically about that, so. Hez says, I want to know more about the holodeck Caliphate gladiator simulation. There was definitely a monster to fight along with each other. Was it human-made or something some Klingons did or did? I thought the same thing, because honestly, the Caliphate is specifically for that kind of fighting for your mate thing. So the Caliphate gladiatorial was kind of like, what? You just used a phrase that you had heard. You stop. Okay, this is pissing me off. It's starting to play the same shit over and over again because I didn't. Because I threw it on randomize instead of just. I'm going to tell you guys something. The YouTube randomization thing for playlists is garbage. Just saying. got to the Gamma Quadrant. They did. And changes out the Trouble with Tribbles episode with DS9 footage from the 90s episode where they visited K7. Are they going to meet the Dominion now? Who knows? Good job on catching that, Fleet Paw. Good man. The Darth Eddy, it looks like Chakotay might be wearing a variant of the Starfleet uniform we glimpsed in the flashbacks to 2385 at Picard, the bellboy one. This could confirm a temporal anomaly sucked him inside. Yeah, it's definitely some time travel going on. It's fucking written on the wall, literally, when they say start date and 17 years earlier. Odo, Worf, Bashir, and O'Brien in the background. Dax too. LOL. Begged me a Russian bot. Yes, you did. Good man. Squadron course. When they realized they'd gone from the Delta Quadrant to the Gamma Quadrant, Janeway should have said something about that taking longer last time. Yes, that would have been good. Dave says yes. Mutiny, mutiny, mutiny. Fleet Paw found the Transporter Part 1 and Transporter Part 2. They're both in the chat now. If you guys haven't seen them, give that thing a right click and open it in a new tab and watch it after the live. It's one of our early ones, our good ones. Our good, like, really well-written script, researched. It's two-parter, so it's long, but it really goes into detail on how the transporters work. It's really fun, so check it out. 4,000 light years in just a few minutes. That would have come in handy when I was on Voyager. Yeah. Hezrev says, I can imagine ancient Vulcans having gladiatorial-like matches, though, so maybe. Absolutely, absolutely. I can as well. Maybe the Kelly fee was for someone's ex in the arena. And Fleet Paw even threw in the transporter versus replicators. Would you rather? For good measure. Thank you, Fleet Paw. Squadron Course puts in $1. Thank you so much, Squadron Course. Taylor T throws in $10. You should just hold on to the thing. Just joined in. Super fun and enjoyable episode. I know the Kobayashi Maru test was ready with another Klingon bird of prey. What was your overall thoughts, Captain? Loved it. I loved everything about this one. A few minor nitpicks, like the audio quality on some of the legacy characters was a little naff, but it is what it is. Other than that, it was fucking great. Even the story with Gwen being the progeny and how she was created, very interesting. Her and the Diviner are the last of their species. We get their species name, we get their planet name. There's a lot of good stuff in this episode, for sure. Autocorrect is killing me tonight. Fleet Paw, not Fleetwood. Transporters versus replicators. Like, who would win in a fight? No, which we would rather have. If we could have any technology from Star Trek today, and those are the two choices, which would you pick and why? The Darth Eddy. Twitter confirmed that the Okudagram in-jokes were written into the 1701D bridge graphics in this episode to copy the original set labels. Yes. Taylor T, I noticed some of the audio quality issues. Is that something that could have been even fixed, or is it just laziness or oversight? We've had an audio guy in the chat earlier who said that you can only take it so far, especially when there's background noise and stuff. Like some of the Odo clips, you could definitely hear like an undertone of like the Star Trek music from an episode. You can only like tweak stuff so much before it gets sketchy. So I think they did the best they could. Some of Spock's felt off though, like they could have been cleaned up a little bit, but Prodigy's the same time as Disco Season 4, and the main reason why Prodigy stardates are so off is because of the incident. Captain, do you know if the writers' room for Prodigy are Star Trek fans? They absolutely 100% are. We've had one or two of the guys in the chat here on lives, and Samuel and myself talked to one of the producer guys on a regular basis. Samuel messaged him today and said good job on the episode, and he's like, thanks, we had so much fun doing this one. So yes, they are very much Star Trek fans, much like Mike McMahon and company with Lower Decks. I think that shows. Terry West, if Dow one day does a hologram Kirk's advice for the Kobayashi Maru test, they would have him say, "Prayer, Mr. Dow. The Klingons don't take prisoners." Lights! Stardate 43929 would happen at almost the exact same time as Transfigurations in Season 3. Yep. Taylor T, you could hear the age difference in some of the characters with the different clips they used. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But a lot of Spock's clips were from very early TOS. Like I said, The Enemy Within and Balance of Terror. So yeah, like Season 1-ish. Yeah. But I think it was pretty good overall. Like, I think they did a fantastic job. Let's see, we have 91 likes. Can we get 100 likes? Can we get 9 more likes to get to 100? I think it's possible, guys. Super chats have been great. I almost finished this first drink. I'm down for starting my second one. Some Sleeman honey lager. So, like I said, I'll have a drink for every super chat tonight, and yeah, it doesn't matter the amount. When Scotty's hologram materialized, his line was from Relics, where he introduces himself to Picard in sickbay. Fleetpaw says they used the clip from Unification 2 as well, didn't they? Yes, they did. When he was talking to Picard, he says, "You remind me of another Starfleet or an Enterprise captain." Yeah, that's Unification. So that's like the far other end of the spectrum from where the other audio clips were. So yes, absolutely, they did Fleetpaw. Yes, it's such a great episode. You should be seeing new Elcars now because I changed it. Gonna let the chat breed some more comments, like tribbles. Yeah, Samuel and myself have a lot of videos to film tomorrow morning for the next week or so of content, because there's a lot in this episode we want to talk about. So, Darth Maul says, anyone see that Viacom CBS is looking for vice president for Star Trek franchise? No. Did anyone tell them that Trekyards is available? I'll take the job. Do you want to go to City Alpha 5 on Holodeck? I don't know. Terrence Childs, here's an off-topic question for you to answer. Who do you think is richer, Iron Man, Tony Stark, or Batman, Bruce Wayne? Which one of the two is richer? It's already been established that Tony Stark is much richer than Bruce Wayne. I forget where that was confirmed. There was a death battle on YouTube, the Death Battle channel, and I think they pointed out there as well. But yeah, Iron Man is much more wealthy than Bruce Wayne. No, Reedy says, I want to visit Ryza on the holodeck. I just want to visit Ryza, period. Foley for Veep. Yes, Foley for Vice President. The Darth Eddie, Prodigy and Lower Decks are the two new Trek series that have been killing it the most. Picard and Discovery have catching up to do, and I hope they do. Trust me, we have been reassured that Season 2 of Picard is going to be more of what we wanted from Season 1. It's going to be more what the fans deserve, and it's going to feel a lot more like it should. So, yes, I would say be hopeful that that's going to happen. Horcross says, the best Trek for me at the moment is all the animated stuff. Really enjoying the show. Hell yeah. Fleet Paws like hashtag fire Kuntzman. Fighting Kurtzman is a full-time job. Thank goodness the boys didn't find that Mariner nude Olympic program. I would say Tony Stark is richer as he used to be weapons manufacturer. Lots of money to be made there. Pumpkin Spice. CBS only hires people who have never seen Star Trek, only heard about it secondhand from other people. Yeah, and write really shitty fanfics of Star Trek that they think will be really great movies. have someone named J.J. Abrams. It would be fucking funny if Roberto Orsi got hired as the VP. Because it's Orsi and Kurtzman that fucked up 2009 royally. Besides JJ, of course. I would fucking... I don't know what I would do. CBS only... Yep. Prodigy has been surprisingly great and a lot less childish than it looked in the trailers. I've been saying that all along. I don't know why people thought it was fucking for kids. Going to be like childish and stupid. And how many starships do you see on screen, kids? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. That's not enough. I was gonna make a joke. I fucked that up. I'm just gonna stop. No, it's not a fucking kids show. Anyway. Thank you so much for what, Terrence? It's episodes like this that make Paramount Plus worth it. How's the snow up by you, Cap? We're getting 2 to 4 inches overnight tonight. We have a dusting. It's not very much snow at all, really. Matt Boardman, someday there will be a book written about one of the greatest bamboozles of Hollywood, and it will feature JJ. General Grievous, $2. Just lie and say you don't know about Trek. Trek? What's Trek? I think there's enough evidence on the internet that I do know about Trek. That, well, if I talk to Kurtzman, he'll probably hire me because he's an idiot. He wouldn't look into it. He would look at this room right now and go, have you ever seen Star Trek? Have you heard of Star Trek? And I'd be like, what do you think? He'd be like, I don't know. I don't know. You're hired. Idiot. CBS exec. Hey, who are a smart ones? Let's hook them up. Yeah, you know why? Because that was fucking Charlie X, where she's like, tell me about the moon on Vulcan. Vulcan has no moon. And then she goes down to the mess hall and sings because he's playing his Vulcan LARP, or whatever the fuck it is. So they watch like 2 or 3 episodes of TOS and go, okay, we know exactly what we're doing. We know everything there is to know about Star Trek now. This was fresh in our minds because we just started watching it. We're not going to watch the rest because it's just a waste of my time. We're going to start writing. They obviously love each other. They obviously get married and have kids and shit in the future. That's obvious. You don't even have to watch. Yeah, that's what happened. You're fucking right. Hez says, do they encourage actors who have never watched it to pretend to have watched it regularly as a child with a huge impact? Then decades later, they tell us the truth? Yes. Oh, yeah. Trek was always on in my house. I have such a good connection to Trek. What's your favorite episode of Star Trek? That one with the Guardian of Forever. Yeah. And you know, as every night, me and my dad would sit down and watch Star Trek. And who's your favorite character? That Spock guy. He's so logical and junk, and you know. Yeah, you get the typical fucking answers all the time. They don't fucking know what the fuck they're talking about. Hey now, don't go hating on the fan fiction. Some people really work hard on that. True, Squadron Course. Hats off to you, my friend. I have not read that yet, by the way. The Darth Eddie. Is this the first time we've had it said that Medusans are taken from a hive mind and separated in order to travel, and that they come from a hive consciousness? First time it's said on screen, yes. It is, I believe, in Worlds of the Federation. They do mention the hive mind of the Medusans. I could be wrong, but I think it's come up before in beta canon and stuff like that, so. Excuse me. Just say you love Star Wars on the application. Look at JJ. I fucking love Star Wars. As a kid, Star Trek was like so boring and stuff. Like there's these people walking around in like pajamas. It's like, whoa, I couldn't fucking get into it, yo. But fucking Star Wars, man. Check this shit out. It's fucking action and shit flying around and people shooting at each other. You know, it made sense to me. It was fun. Star Trek was just, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I was too fucking dumb to fucking get what Star Trek was. So I never watched it. You know, they wear these funny pajama clothes. It's a lot of talking. Fuck off. Oh, sorry. That went too far. It has snowed almost every day over the past 2 weeks. Doesn't bother me usually, but when it's minus 35 degrees Celsius, deep freeze, holy fuck, man. I don't mind snow either. I kind of like a snowstorm, but it's the shoveling the snow that's the pain in the ass for me. It's aimed towards kids, not just preschoolers. It's good enough for all ages can enjoy. Yeah, it's not aimed at kids, though. They're saying Clone Wars was aimed at kids just because it's animated. The writing, the storylines, the depth of character, some of the themes are not kids friendly, really. It's just because it's animated. It has to be for kids, right? Yeah. Kunstman looking at Foley's ready room. I see the Millennium Falcon. You're a Star Wars fan. You're hired. Were you a fan of Babylon 5 remake? Reboot Inbound? Wasn't really a fan. I did watch most of it. Didn't watch all of it. Because somebody sent me the DVDs, said I had to watch it. I need to go back and revisit it. I do want to watch it again. So, but yeah, I liked it. Hez says, it still cracks me up when I see those old interviews and then I see recent ones where they admit they were told to pretend to be huge fans. At least they put the acting to use. Yeah. Favorite episode? The one with the ship. SVS Guru 2000. Actors say what their bosses tell them to say. Andrew Garfield insisted until the last minute that he wasn't in the new Spider-Man film. Did he, though? There's so many interviews where he's like, what? No. Yeah, no. Definitely not. Definitely not. He told us without telling us. Come on now. Drinking the last of my eggnog with rum. What are you drinking? I was drinking a Smirnoff Ice, but it's gone now. So I'm going to crack, if anybody super chats, I'm going to crack into this Sleeman's beer. I thought it was honey lager. It's not. It's just the original draft, but that's okay. LOL, no worries reading it. You're a busy guy. Matt, though, he's got all kinds of free time. Yeah, Matt, you know, come on, what's wrong with you, Matt? How's Project TriStar coming, Matt? Yeah, even the pug's like, what the hell, Matt? I know if someone's serious about Trek, if they pick a favorite episode and you don't hear very often, I loved It's Only a Paper Moon. Very touching. It showed what Trek would do with exactly Trek when it was actually R2-D2 behind him. Or when was R2 played by a black astromech droid? That's diverse casting, isn't it? I missed that one. It's R2Q5, dumbass. Yeah. I heard Kurtzman's favorite song of all time is Alamarain. Wouldn't be surprised. You can never go too far slamming Kurtzman. Fighting Kurtzman is a full-time job. Whew. Actually, I remember talking in Star Wars. Of course, a lot of talking in the prequels. Kurtzman, oh, you've got a screen-used lightsaber that Captain Kirk used? Yes, I do. You dumb bastard. Squadra Course, $1. I gotta crack into the beer now. Good job, Squadra Course. Cheers. All right. Clone Wars started out as a Nickelodeon kids show. The end result was an adult show equal to The Mandalorian. Eric Martin, $5. Is Cap going to French kiss the Crown Royal bottle tonight? No. But I like my beer. And the Ronin, $5. Get this man a beer. Cheers. Thank you so much. Not exactly cold anymore, but that's okay. I do enjoy Past Prologue, parts 1 and 2. Was that a dog farting noise? No, it was a dog snoring noise. I own a pug. She's lying behind the camera. And she likes snores. Matt Boardman, what just happened? Hi, Captain Foley, Star Trek Prodigy episode. Thumbs up. Yes. A Taste of Armageddon, a favorite Star Trek episode of mine. See, I'm a real Trek fan. Squadron Course. I was teasing about you having lots of spare time to read fan fiction. General Grievous, $2. You need to make that a shirt with a Bajoran. It's not going to be a Bajoran, it's going to be me. It's going to be Captain Foley, like the Lower Decks avatar I have in the thumbnail of this video, with like the crazy fucking eyes and like somebody can screen cap it right now. And add like little bloodshot eyes, and fighting Kurtzman is a full-time job. Yeah. Cheers, John. Won't be a fucking Bajoran. Be me. Be Captain Foley. We're going to do that. We're going to make a shirt like that for the Trekyards T-Public store. The Clone Wars got very, very dark at times. There are episodes of the show that are darker than anything in the sequel trilogy. Yes. Get this, man of puppers. I already got one. Right there. And she's a snorry little snorry puggins. Pumpkin Spice. When is Disney buying Viacom Paramount for a new Captain Kirk Ray Skywalker team up? I wouldn't be opposed to Disney buying Star Trek, honestly. We'd have a fucking Star Trek land. We'd have a failed Star Trek cruise liner experience. Speaking of, I got a really great video coming out on the Captain Foley personal channel about a very, the Galactic Star Cruiser thing is kind of like, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but it's their promo got pulled by them because it was cringy, and it's getting bad rap to the point where people are canceling their trips. I'll have a video coming out on the Captain Foley personal channel possibly next week. Should have been this week, but on a little experience that I had back in 1986 when I was 12 years old. There was a thing in Toronto at the CN Tower called Tour of the Universe. And I'm going to do a whole video on that because it was a fantastic experience. It ran for 8 years. But if you're from Ontario, chances are, growing up in the 80s, you probably went to the Tour of the Universe thing. It was fucking great. I'm going to do a video on it, and you guys are going to learn all about it. Is Moogie a MILF? I think so. No. If Disney buys Star Trek, they will own the world soon. Yes. Speaking of great cartoons, has anyone watched Arcane? Not trying to sidetrack, but it's amazing. I've heard that I should watch it. I've checked out the trailer for it. I might get into it. We'll see. Taking my 6-year-old niece there in September. I'm trying to generate a future Star Wars fan. My expectations are low. Oh no. Disney Star Trek would be interesting. Although, a couple musicals? Joseph said he was born in 86. Galactic Star Cruiser looks nothing like Star Trek, despite Star Wars fans saying it looks like it. Promo video sucked, but the hotel room looked cool. I totally agree with everything you just said. Yeah, this doesn't feel like fucking Star Wars, dude. It looks like fucking Star Trek and shit. Ugh, it's so generic. Yeah, that makes me want to fucking punch somebody in the fucking head. Do you not know what Star Trek is? Of course you don't, because you're a Star Wars fan. You got a fucking nose in the air. If you're a huge Star Wars fan, of course you don't watch Star Trek. Whereas Star Trek fans pretty much all watch Star Wars. Yeah, it definitely doesn't fucking look like Star Trek, so shut the fuck up. That really pisses me off. Just arrived tonight, says Brian. 1 out of 10 for today's episode. You'll have to watch tomorrow when we do our full reaction video, which will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when we give our out of 10 scores. Did you hear that the Zindia insectoid was at the Federation meeting about the DMA in the most recent episode of Discovery? Apparently they look different now, or it's just a different insect lineage and appearance. I heard that they were showed as voted on the thing, but I didn't know they had shown them. I mean, they showed a bunch of aliens, and this could have been one of the ones, maybe, sure. I remember Tour of the Universe. Whoa, great callback. Yeah, I found my pass, the little pass they gave for around your neck. I've got a bunch of videos. I've got a bunch of, it's hard to find anything on it, unfortunately. I think a lot of people have forgotten about it. So if you're excited about that, I hope you tune into the Captain Foley personal channel when it comes out, probably next week, probably on Thursday. So, yeah, I'm glad somebody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. If not, you'll all know soon enough when I put a video out about it. I think a Star Trek hotel that looked like the Enterprise D inside would be cool. Don't need actors. Be just happy to hang out. Yes. I wish they would just make a new Star Trek experience. Yes. Moogie is a great, great, great gilf. LOL. Honestly, I doubt that Viacom CBS would sell Star Trek to Disney. I don't think they would either. I'd like to know what instigated the whole change in Trek. It's damn near a 180-degree turn. Fucking Alex Kuntzman. I'm telling you. It's Kurtzman. I don't get... I just hate the guy. Like, he's got the most punchable face in the world. It's the nicest thing I can say about him. If the House of Mouse owned Trek, I'd be concerned. But they couldn't mess it up worse than other nameless Bataks have. Yeoman Rand as a Disney princess. Heck yeah. Fuck it. Pumpkin Spice knows where it's at. He's on my team. I also doubt that Disney would buy Viacom CBS, as neither media should own more than one major over-the-air broadcast TV network. I don't think you know Disney rationale too well there, Donnie. Hezraz says, what I want is there to somehow be Avian Zindi still alive for some weird reason. They show up at the surprise meeting. Surprise, bitch. Just kidding. Whiskey Trek says, I'm reading Star Trek Philosophy, The Wrath of Kant. Ever read it? No, I have not. There's a Chinese office building that looks like the Enterprise E outside. But be happy to look out from Picard's stateroom in Ticonderoga, New York, after Riker crashes into the planet. I meant Zindi meeting. Stupid autocorrect. General Grievous. It's so shameless that captain of the ship that's supposed to be that Disney... Okay. It's so shameless the captain of the ship that's supposed to be that Disney Star Wars hotel even looks like Kathleen Kennedy. They're not even trying to hide that they're inserting her everywhere. It not only looks like her, it is her. Anyway, Eric Martin, $5. It's another drink. Thank you so much. That episode had everything. Action, backstory, character development, fan service. Impressive. Impressive. Most impressive. Yes, Eric. Grant McGregor just finished the episode. I yelled, Jesus Christ, when I saw the disc game. Colin says, Disney Corporation on target for global domination by 2030. Disney owns Fox and ABC now. FCC looking the other way. BS. I don't understand why Apple just doesn't buy CBS Paramount for the content library for their Apple TV streaming service. Shit, forgot about discs and cones. Very good callback. Yeah. Alex the Huge. The audio clips were a little disjointed in places, but I thought it was still very endearing. Yeah, that's the main complaint that everybody has. Well, the audio clips... Actually, the audio clips were a little bit, not good. Alright, calm down there. They're trying to do something that we're going to like. Let's not shit all over them for it. Let's give them credit. Yeah, maybe I'm... People would be surprised what Disney owns. TSN? Yes. ESPN? Yes. And some surprising half owns like History Channel, FX, and Lifetime. Darth Maul says the Star Trek Experience Hotel shouldn't look like a ship per se. It needs to be a universe. Be in universe. Starfleet, Klingon, Pleasure World for the pool area, and so on. Yeah. Taylor T. It was fun. I'm glad they used the archived audio. BJ Tehran says, I was perfectly fine with the audio clips. Love it. Made more like a computer simulation from my childhood. Squadricore says, have you seen that they have deep fakes for voices now? But if they'd used that, it wouldn't have been the real actors. Yeah, and you get these people like, it was a good episode. But actually, it wasn't their voices, so it's so disrespectful to the original actors. Yeah. No matter what you do, somebody's gonna bitch and whine and fucking complain about it. So, unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Eric the Bat says, if the show an avian's indie, he should be working for a Volpine pilot. Look, a probe. Colin says the audio could have been better, but far better than using other voice actors to get the characters' voices completely wrong. Darth Maul says, I'm talking about the change now. Kurtzman doesn't even seem to be there. And those who actually running the show now, David. Oh, yeah, no, that's good. Alex Kurtzman's name's on things, but they've been like, Alex, can you fuck off? Because nobody likes what you're doing. Yeah, I know. You got the 5-year fucking contract. That's fine. We'll put your name on everything, but just stay the fuck out of it. Yeah, all right, good. Yeah, go to your office, play with your fucking Rubik's Cube or whatever the fuck you do. Yeah, I know, we still gotta put his fucking name on it, but no, I think it's because they started listening to the fans. The writers definitely earned their pay with this one. Questionable audio is nothing on the whole of it. It was awesome. People complaining on the internet. News to me. Joseph says, I would love to see Star Trek The Experience in Vegas. Wish we could get something like that again. I know, I missed that as well, which is a fucking shame, but I agree, Lower Decks is great. Prodigy is great. Even Disco has gotten much better. Just my opinion. Yes, everything's getting better. Picard's going to be better in season 2. Discovery's got better. I mean, everything's like shaping up. Lower Decks and Prodigy have been out of the gate fucking awesome. So yeah, it's a good change. Eric says, should have put Commodore Decker at Tactical for the Maru. I don't care how many Klingons there are. We are going to turn and attack. Pumpkin Spice. Didn't some chick take over operations for Trek? Just for Discovery. Michelle Paradise. And here, Pumpkin Spice, I got a little tip for you. Most broads don't like to be called chicks. Just saying. Chicks is derogatory. The broads, they don't like that shit. Don't do that. Grant McGregor, this episode really felt like Lower Decks writers were sitting in on the writing session. No, Prodigy has its own team, and they are also big Star Trek fans, just like Mike McMahon and crew. So, yeah. What? People are using the internet to complain and be mean to each other. When did this start? I know, we should just pull the plug on the internet now. It's got bad. Don't know if you've noticed. Fleetpaw, when are you going to let that Ferengi shuttle out of the hangar and let the world see it? Is that a euphemism for him unzipping his fly? Fleetpaw, are you hitting on people again? You need to stop that shit. The Ronin, yeah, be respectful to the dames. Them dames. Whiskey Truck, I visited the Star Trek Experience in Vegas twice. It was great. The first time was on the grand opening when the actors were there, but only one interacting with the fans was Chase Masterson. She's a sweetheart. Sylvia and I met her in 2013 at Star Trek, the STLV, the Star Trek Convention. This is Sylvia and myself got married in Vegas in 2003, that same weekend. No, we didn't go to the get married by Captain Kirk. She said that. You're getting married by Captain Kirk? It's like, nope. We got married in a helicopter above the strip at night, which was fucking great. But she was such a sweetheart. She's like, oh my God, that's so amazing. And she got her picture with us. And she said, here, I gotta get you a gift. Hold on. And she like reaches under the table. She pulls out one of her CDs. She's a jazz singer. She's got a jazz CD. She signs it, and nice, happy wedding kind of like, it's downstairs. I gotta go find it. It's in a box. But yeah, it's she's a sweetheart. She's absolutely great. So he makes great drinks. He makes great drinks for the guys on base. He's staying. Whoop Whoop is here with $20. Rumor is you don't have enough money on this live. Have some. Please drink. Well, we're not doing shots tonight, Whoop Whoop, but I am drinking for every super chat, regardless of the amount. So thank you so much. It's my second one now. So for the bigger amounts, I will have bigger drinks. But thank you, Whoop Whoop. Star Trek Enterprise, Revenge of the Avians in D sounded funnier in my head. Grant says, how sweet. What's sweet? Whoop Whoop? Yeah, sweet, you know. Whoop Whoop's a sweetheart. Darth Maul, I'm happy for Kurtzman. Dude looked beat emotionally and physically on every interview about Star Trek. He looks happy to be in a distant galaxy far, far away. I wish he actually was in a distant galaxy far, far away. If you don't like or respect the content, don't be in fucking charge of it. Because you don't know fucking anything about Star Trek, dude. Step the fuck off and bow out. Put down the franchise and back away slowly. So yeah, I am not happy for Kurtzman in any way, shape, or form, nor will I ever be. So, Fleet Pod, Chase Masterson is really a sweet lady. I would love to meet her. I think I told you the story of how she came to Binghamton, New York, to do a sci-fi con and the forum about bullying. Yes, I believe you did tell me that. Probably didn't pay attention, but I do recall something. Jonathan, I am guessing that the gaps in several months for Prodigy and Discovery may be to monitor what people think and make changes as needed. They do actually care what people think of their shows. They do. And a lot of the people actually working on the shows watch these lives. They also watch our regular content. Prodigy, when we first saw we saw a crazy hair. Who are the really awful aliens from Voyager? No, not the Talaxians. Oh my God. The ones that didn't work. The Kazon. Yeah, when we saw the Kazon shuttle and we did a video on it, the one producer that we talked to that works on Prodigy, he's like, yeah, we sat the production team down and we said, Trekyards did a video on the shuttle. They said you guys did a great job. It looks really good. And people were really happy because a lot of them watch Trekyards. So they were happy to get our feedback. And it really brightened up the room, he said. So, yes, they're aware of us. They watch us. And that's all I can ask for. Gee, that advice seems like it might apply to JJ too. Which advice? Eric the Bat says, I was taking a toke every time you got a super chat, then I forgot what I was doing. Good man. Chase Masterson is an absolute hottie. Hell to the yeah. Kazon. Oh my God, stop. I know, I get it now. I'm just ending with Kazon and it's freaking me out. Very late getting here. Hi, Stuart and everyone. Hey, Chuck. Hey, how's it going? Fleet Pot, Kazon, shut up. But thank you for the help. Colin Barrett, what we need is to find a way to trap the ghost of Gene Roddenberry inside Alex Kurtzman. Kazon equals dollar store Klingons. Eric the Bat says, I met her when I was 15 at Star Trek 30. Oof, at 15, meeting Chase Masterson? Oh my, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hezraz, yep, you never know who is on this chat would secretly work on these shows. Darts eyes from side to side. A lot of them have even spoken up or super chatted as well. So, yeah, they know we watch, obviously, and they're fine with letting us know that they watch us. So, and even when Discovery was just starting, John Eves told us that there were many times in the production department where Trekyards was on a monitor somewhere. People were just listening as they worked. So, I'm doing well cleaning dishes before bed. Quadricore says advice: don't take over the movies. Don't take over the movies or shows for a franchise you're not passionate about. Ah, yes. Fleet Pass says, if we ever get the opportunity, I can push Kurtzman out of an airlock and purge it. Please, I've been good all month. Given the opportunity, for sure. General gave us $2. Revenge of the Avians. It sounded like a foul title. Oh, Jesus Christ. General Grievous. Badumch. Whiskey Trek, Trekyards. I just bought the full set of Star Trek wines, the full armada. It includes a bottle from the real Chateau Picard. They don't ship outside the U.S., but if you want a case, contact me. Whiskey Trek, I want a fucking case. You contact me. Email trekyards@hotmail.com or DM me on Facebook. I'm easy to get a hold of. The Vidians. No, not the Vidians. Grant McGregor, I do want to compliment the artists on the Klingon CGI, from models to ships. Felt very natural while keeping the style of CG. Hell yeah. Not style of the CG style show, yes. Hezrez says, I bet you even some of the actors are secretly on this chat or watching it from time to time. You never know who someone actually is online. It's true. I don't know what you're pointing at, or what you're getting at, Hez. If you're one of the actors, you need to let us know. Because I know that Anthony Rapp said he was watching back in the day, season 1, season 2, to kind of watch our prediction videos and see how close or how far we get from the truth. Mary Shifo watched a lot of our Klingon videos to learn more about Klingons as she was playing Laurel. The bridge crew of Discovery, Bryce and Reese, we met them in Vegas, and it was Bryce that definitely knew who Trekyards was. Reese was kind of like, huh? To Bryce, and I don't know the actor's name, sorry, I apologize. Bryce is like, we're watching that, and then, yeah. And, you guys. So, whether they did or not, I don't know. Bryce obviously did. Bryce recognized us, I'm pretty sure, but anyway. Pumpkin Spice. Was Chateau Picard used in the opening of Generations to christen the Enterprise B? No, that was Dom Perignon. Hez says, I like the CGI Klingons on Prodigy, as you should. Colin says, see, I told you Trekyards needs to be a special How Ships Work video for CBS production staff. BJ Turan, Kurtzman needs a brief airlock appearance in The Expanse. Perhaps he'll drift into a drive plume. Amen. Revenge of the Avians sounds a bit like Angry Birds. Oh my god. Darth Maul says, I think Kurtzman got asked to do this thinking it would be a normal job to boost his resume and business profile. Boy, he wasn't ready for the colonoscopy Trekkies give each episode. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I think he's way over his head. And that even refers to the colonoscopy. He's probably got his head up someone's fucking ass. But anyway. Commander Reese from Discovery watches. Definitely not me. As I just work here. Darth Maul. But bad writing is bad writing. And bad writing, or bad ideas are bad ideas. And what And what that brought to Trek was horrible. Yes. Squadra Course, I can see that Trekkies can be a tiny bit OCD about things. You think? Eric Martin, I sure hope when Discovery was in dry dock for repairs, they upgraded the bridge flamethrowers a bit. Yeah, I hear you. Pumpkin Spice, shouldn't the actors watch Star Trek to understand their characters? A lot of actors don't like watching another actor's performance of a certain character because they don't want to take on any. Some actors are funny like that. They get their brief on the character and they get their scripts. That's what they go with. They don't want to be influenced by past, which is kind of stupid in my opinion, especially if you're playing a legacy character, but they're actors. It's fine. If you rearrange the letters and change a few, you get Robert Beltran. We found you out, Robert. Yeah. It won't work. Kurtzman is a Packlet. I make Star Trek go. I am smart. Yeah, they installed marshmallow dispensers right near the flamethrowers. That's great. Detmer is the only bridge officer I know. LOL. We know Detmer doesn't know Trekyards. Anyway, yeah, they installed marshmallow dispenser. I read that one. Damn it. Colin says, I have only one thing to say about Discovery's Season 4 bridge set. Remove the goddamn flamethrowers. Looks like a goddamn Universal Parks attraction ride. Or Universal Studios attraction ride. Yeah. It would be fun to mess with you all for weeks, but alas, no, I am not in any way involved with the making of any Star Trek. But hey, I would love to work on the shows somehow. Jeremy says, Balance of Terror, Devil in the Dark, Taste of Armageddon. Hez says, so powers that be, I have my fingers crossed. Jonathan says, I was still waiting for a good live-action, serious 1-hour Star Trek show after the Next Generation era. Strange New World sounds interesting, but still a prequel. Yes. The Ronin says, I can see Kurtzman getting Dawn Lewis and genuinely thinking she played Captain Janeway. General Grievous, we can send Kurtzman out with a black melon out on the Dune Sea and tell him to keep walking until he reaches Anchorhead. Walk in single file. If you start now, you'll reach Anchorhead before sunfall. But we'll die of thirst without our water car. We'll give you a black melon and you will drink its milk like these people do. Punitive spiritualism. What? Great episode of Prodigy, and yet another tacit admission that Discovery's design to redesign everything from scratch was a big mistake. Blame Brian Fuller for that shit. I don't want any of the ships to have cylindrical nacelles because I want to be different. The Klingons, well, they can't look like the Klingons. Brian Fuller. Anyway. For me, it was mostly the writing and the disregard for canon that I disliked. Disco and Picard, the acting, music, effects, etc. were fine. Yeah. I just think too much and like to ask questions. As do we all. Dawn Lewis did a great job voicing Carol Freeman in Lower Decks. Yes, she does. I'm down to be on any Trek. I'm sure there's an alien that needs to be blown up or something. Fleet Pal, you should put in... Never mind, I'm just going to stop talking right there, because that's going to be bad. Russian bot attack. But it's been taken care of by our awesome Matt Boardman. Our Section 31 operative. Oh, I said too much. Walk without rhythm. You won't attract the worm. Zap them. Where was Protostar's technology during the burn? Where were all the other fucking FTLs that came across in TNG and Voyager that were during the burn? Don't even fucking get me started on that shit. Or do what happens to Stryker at the end of Wolverine. Kurtzman, walk, and if your feet bleed, keep going. Oh, yes. Yes, keep walking. But I will admit that there are some people who have been on this chat who I have suspected of being involved in Star Trek. Just things they have said or actions. Yeah, we've had many, and they actually admit it in the chat. A lot of them super chat as well. So, yeah, a lot of them, that's one of the ways we actually get to talk to them for an interview or whatever, because they join our chat first, which is great. So, Colin, yeah, whatever Brian Fuller was smoking when developing Discovery, he should stop. Think too much and ask questions. Sounds like a Trekkie thing to me. Grant McGregor, the only thing I didn't like about the episode was the reveal that Janeway, not knowing there was an older crew. I liked Hollow Janeway. Originally, she felt like she was hiding the truth. Yeah, I kind of got the same thing, but I like that she's been reset. Like, oh, you're the first crew, obviously, and you don't know anything. So, yeah, that's why I'm here. All right, cool. But, yes. Hezra says, I will keep your secrets. Brian Fuller looks like a Walmart. Great value, Willy Wonka. Fuck. Oh my god. Hey, Carlos. How's it going? Plot holes the size of the DMT from Discovery. It's the DMA, the dark matter anomaly. But yes. Your comment has intrigued me, Captain. I'm just saying, you know. Now I have to say it. I watched Book of Boba Fett yesterday, and there's those 2 Gamorrean guards. I mean, I could probably pull off the Gamorrean guard. I got the belly for it. I just didn't want to say that you did. Pretty simple. Wear the face prosthetics. You don't need a body prosthetic at all. Was that too rude? I was trying not to be, but you forced it on me. But I got a gut for a Gamorrean guard, so. Squadron Course, I think it's neat that some peeps from the show's movies might be here, but really it's just nice to have such a great community to chat Trek with. Oh. Yes, the Trekyardians, we are a great group of people. Let's see, we have 110 likes with I don't know how many people here because Joe Torres decided to message a fucking group. With 73 people here, now we're at 111 likes. Let's get those likes up to 120. Hit another 9 more people hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. I'm happy to say, well, I didn't like this in the context of enjoying a show or episode. Feels nice. Picard and Discovery diminishes us all. Yeah, I'm a bigger fella. No shame in it. Hez says, truthfully, though, it would be cool to be involved with in Star Trek. I didn't even know how someone would go about that. I have thought about writing one of those articles that CBS allows people to write. I like to think that as Trekyards, with people from the show actually watching our stuff, and like we said, when we talked to Mike McMahon, him and his production team, they watch our stuff. They make a ship or something, and they're like, what's Trekyards going to say about this? Will they approve? And he told us in the interview, and I'm sure you'll see it Sunday if Sam Oliver gets around to editing it. Mike McMahon says, you guys scare us a little bit. You kind of hold us to task, which I think is fucking great. And to hear that from Mike McMahon during that interview, you can see the look on my face. I was like, that's great. So yeah, they know that we have a love for it, obviously. And I think I like to think that our influence in Star Trek, even though we're not working on Star Trek, is that we're influencing the people that are working on it, and they're listening. So I hope that means something. Carlos said, did anyone have a chance to catch the time discrepancy in the search for Prodigy? Yes, we talked about that the whole first half of this fucking live, Carlos. Obviously, time travel is involved. There's no other answer for that. So, Yes, Trekyards is awesome. Just make sure your shields are up before entering the Facebook page. What's that supposed to mean, Colin? If you're an asshole on the Facebook page, you get booted. It's simple. They're in the fucking rules. Don't be an asshole. So, don't know what you're talking about. Methinks Hezraz protests too much. Actually, cylindrical warpness L is one of the things that upset me the most about all the starships in Disco Season 1 and 2. Mess with my cannon. My head cannon. Damn you, Brian Fuller. Yeah. Richard Johnson says, now we have Prodigy. Now we know Prodigy is set around 2383, but that leads to some other questions. It's going to be time travel, guys. It's pretty fucking evident. The writing's on the wall. So, Pumpkin Spice, you should do a show on the canceled Star Trek animated show pitched after Enterprise was canceled. The Enterprise Eye or something had a rectangular saucer section. Yes, some weird shit. That was going to be an animated show, and the Enterprise looked like a piece of fine fucking hot garbage. It actually looked worse than the JJ Prize. Anyway. Joseph Cole, took your advice. My family and I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife tonight. You were right. Got me in the feels. Good to hear, man. Not that it got you in the feels, but good to hear you enjoyed it and that you took my advice. It's always a smart thing to do. I am the captain, after all. I'm just kidding. I'm not that arrogant. Carlos has just got on. No worries. We're going to be doing a live about it, and we're going to have a video about it coming out in the next few days, talking about the time discrepancy, when it lines up in the timeline and stuff. Don't worry. We got you covered. Hezra says, Trekyards, it gives legitimacy to your show. The fact that people who work on Trek watch your channel shows that they value your opinion. It's not always about the subscribers. True. I just wish we had more fucking subscribers. Colin says, the mods do a great job, but Facebook seems to bring out the very worst in some people. Yep. About the animated show, feels like they're picking up some of the plot ideas from Disco Season 4. We have an excellent admin team on the Facebook group. We keep it in check best we can. Absolutely, Fleetpaw. Darth Maul, it's a great joy to love Trek again. I forgot what it was like to feel this way. On to the 40-year anniversary of The Wrath of Khan and my birthday later this year. Awesome. Whiskey Trek, I hate time travel. It gives me the worst jet lag. And my circadian rhythms are screwed up for days. I love time travel stuff. Eric Martin, I wonder if the protostar will come across Neelix in the Delta Quadrant. Possibly. PJ Tehran, $1. Thank you. Gotta go. Live long and prosper. See you later, BJ. Squadra Course, $1. Thank you so much, Squadra Course. Pumpkin Spice says Ghostbusters Afterlife and the 2016 crossover. LOL, Ghost Multiverse. Darth Maul, I'll also be 40. Never felt better. I will be 48 this year. Shit, son. I'm getting old. I'm getting old in my old age. Oof. Anyway, I think I'm probably going to call it. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark now. Yeah, this was a fantastic episode. Really blew me away. It's fan service done right. It's not really fan service at that point. It's just good storytelling using the universe. And I think they did a fantastic job with that. Tomorrow, like I said, I got filming to do in the morning because we got a lot of little breakdown mini videos we're going to be releasing this week and this weekend. So check those out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click the notification bell icon to all. You know the routine, guys. Also, join us tomorrow night live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our live complete review and breakdown of this episode. There's going to be lots to talk about. We might even start early because this might be a longer discussion. I don't know. It doesn't look like a half-hour show, but we can talk a long time. So, but yeah. So yeah, join us for that. Hit that like button. Let's try to get another 5 more likes. We're at 115. We need 120. Would be awesome. Super chats have been really good tonight, guys. Thank you so much. Almost finished my beer. My beer. Does anybody want a super chat so I just can finish my beer? Looks like piss. Like when you got blood in your piss, it looks that color. Or if you're like super dehydrated, it can be like that color. Don't taste like piss though, which is good. What you smoking? This is a NV Apex green apple fake. I usually go with the iced or banana ice, but they didn't have any, so I'm stuck with the green apple. But green apple's really good. Total Random Reviews puts in $5 and says, "Drink up. Good to see you, Plaid Man. Plaid Man, we need to play Bridge Crew. Where the fuck have you been? I miss Plaid Man at helm. Even though I'm a better helmsman than you any day of the goddamn week. But good to see you, man." For $5, I'll have a good swig. Going out for beer and pizza tomorrow. Looking forward to a hazy APA. Cool. Got yelled at for using the word broadback in the 70s as a child, watching too much film noir. It's true, Darth Maul. Good tea, nice house was in $5. Chug, 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 chug. Almost finished. One more super chat. Let's get this thing done. Let's get her done. Get her done. Fucking hate that get her done shit. In the book, I comment on your character's excellent piloting skills. Thank you. I need to read this fucking book. This is the way. Oh, trust me, totally random reviews, or total random reviews. I am a better helmsman than you any day. We should do, gotta be some kind of helm piloting test we can do in Bridge Crew. Because I love the helm. I think helm is like my favorite position. Tactical's fun and all, but kind of boring. Helm, there's always something to do. So, and since you're never fucking around, I have to do it all the time. There's only 3 of us. So I'm the captain, and then I switch from the captain's chair to the helm chair and just fucking give orders from there all the time. Because you're never around. Jackass. It's better with shots as he gets drunk. So much faster. And you get the Terminator sound effects as a bonus. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Fleet Pod Swiftback, $2. Drink it. Yee. All done. That was a great live, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to bet the captain's sobriety that Bird of Prey 5 will hate this episode. If Bird of Prey 5 hates this episode, then I'm done with Bird of Prey 5. I will never associate or talk to him ever again because I don't even know what to say. If you hate this episode, there's something fucking wrong with you mentally. Eric Martin, $2. Kobayashi Snipe. Thank you so much, Eric Martin. General Grievous, how was the Wings meetup in Texas? Shut the fuck up. That's how it was, because I didn't get down to Texas. Texas is pretty far, and I didn't get no fucking hot wings yet either. Damn it, and I went this whole one without hearing about food or talking about food, and now I'm fucking hungry again, because hot wings were mentioned yesterday. You know what I did? After the live last night, went downstairs, got a bag of fucking regular chips, got some sour cream, put some salt and pepper in the sour cream, chopped up a green onion, put that in the sour cream, stirred that shit up, had me some regular chips with some sour cream and green onion dip, and it was fucking good. but it wasn't hot wings. And now I fucking want hot wings again. That wasn't very nice. And on that disappointing note, I think I'll call it quits. Look, it's the Enterprises. Look, no NX-01. You know why? Because it never fucking existed in this timeline. But that's a story for another day. Until then, I'm Captain Foley. This has been a Captain Foley Late Night Live. Hope you've enjoyed it. That's a pug that you've probably heard snoring. And I'll see you guys next time.